Welcome to Ladies Talking Business on PlusTvAfrica. I'm your host, Moremi Akano. Our guest joining us today is a highly sought-after speaker, trainer, and coach in the personal development and branding niche. She is the founder of She Ignites Africa, a social enterprise initiative offering professional support to tens of thousands of women. She is a management consultant and the CEO of Win or Win Consultancy Limited. She lends her expertise as a consultant and trainer, helping both startups and established companies maximize their potentials. She is a two-time Amazon best-selling author, certified John Maxwell Disc personality trainer, result coach, just to mention a few. She is Temi Ajibewa, popularly known as the Millionaire Housewife. Hello, Temi. Thank you for joining us on the show today.
Thank you, Moremi. It's good to be here.
Great.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, so what is the story behind the Millionaire Housewife?
Okay, the story behind that is a few years ago, I think 2015, I began an online business, which was me selling mobile data bundles. And from home, I was able to make a couple of millions, over time. I was able to turn around my 10,000 naira capital into over $1 million naira profit in 4 months. And then between those period, my friends they just joked that, hey, Temi, you stay at home claiming housewife, yet making money. So that was how they labeled me, the Millionaire Housewife. So that's it, actually. It began with me beginning an online business. It was my first experience online business, and it went really well. And that was my introduction into the online space. I was buying mobile data bundles in bulk, and all this mobile network, and then I sell in beats.
Okay.
And from there, I was able to get some profits. Doing
And then
so
you
well.
became a
That was
millionaire,
it.
You became a millionaire that way.
Yes.
Okay, so why do individuals, as distinct from a company, need personal branding? So I know there's the
Okay,
company
so
branding side, but you're focused more on the personal branding side. So why?
yes. Yes. Okay. So why I do this is because I know that there's something innate about each of us. About all of us individually, and that needs to be groomed. That needs to be tended, and to be encouraged to come out besides the company alone. So we have individuals' passion, energy, expertise, experience, all of these come together to form an individual. And these all have their roles in how a person shows up. And then today, because people are looking beyond companies and corporations now, they're looking at people behind the brands. So they're looking at how an individual's idiosyncrasies, how the person's quirks and personalities just shows up, thanks to the internet. So they expect you to have your own social media handles and so on. So it's important that you build that personal brand, that you acknowledge who you are authentically and show up that way, no matter what you do, no matter the corporation you have. So even yes, the company even though the company has its own brand, it's important for you as an individual to have something you're bringing to the marketplace. It could be in form of your expertise, in form of your passion, your personality. That needs to come out beyond your corporation. And that is even more everlasting beyond your corporation, because this is you now in question. That's why I encourage strongly that no matter what you do, a professional, a business, you need to consciously build your personal brand, because either you love it or you don't, you have a brand, okay? And you have a brand. People are forming opinions about you every single time. So you might as well just, control or manage what they think about you. So that's it.
Okay, so at what point does an individual need personal branding? So at what point do I say to myself, okay, I think I need to brand properly now so this or this can happen?
So people think it happens after a while, but I recommend it happens right from the beginning. Okay, especially if you know. So let me say, if there is a timeline, the timeline should be the moment you realize you are destined for greatness. Okay, the moment you know that there is more to me than what I'm exuding right now. There is more to me, and so then once you hit that consciousness that I need to prepare for my future. I need to look like where I'm going. I need to, step up my game. At that moment, you need to consciously begin to brand the awesomeness in you. So before you start, apply for a job, you need to get very clear on what kind of job is even perfect for you as an individual. Before you sit into a role as a CEO, you must be very aware of who you are, what you do, what comes to you easily, so that you can stay in your place of genius. You can stay in your zone. That's the whole idea of personal branding. Or should I say, that's where the whole thing starts from. It comes from being aware of who you are, being
Okay.
aware of your awesomeness, and then deciding to step out in that consciousness and be known for that amazingness that you carry. So that's it.
So it's more of a personal reawakening, that lets you know at that point, okay, I need to brand or rebrand. So what effect can
Exactly.
personal branding have on one's business? So let's say I'm a business owner, I'm into buying and selling, or maybe I'm even an artist. What effect does me branding personally have on my business?
Okay, so the good news is this is the internet's age or era, as it were. So we expect most of us are on social media. And the effect of personal branding on your business is that people get to know you, like you, and trust you before they even buy from you. Now, if you have the capacity to start your business, to launch your business at a mega level, you can escape the personal branding need. But if you are a startup, you are an individual, we need to put a face to the name. We need to see the person behind the logo. We need to see the person who is tweeting, who is, putting out stuff. So, like I said, if you can, afford to begin at a mega level where everything is on point, your office, your testimonials, the trust has been built, if that's possible, then we won't really care about your person. But because in the online space, people buy from those they know, like, and trust. So it's important for us to know you, to like you, and to trust you before we can buy
By
from you. So when you show up authentically, when you show up as who you are, we will get to know you. So
Okay.
when you are on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, this the whole world is right, on your palm these days. So let's say we get to know you, get to like and trust you. So let's get to know you first. So we are aware of who you are. You have your Facebook page, your Instagram handle, and so on. We know you. Then when you begin to show up, with valuable content, we would like you. So today you give us tips on this, you give us tips on that. Let's say, for example, you sell glasses.
Yeah.
Okay, for example, just random example here. You sell glasses, and then you all you do is post the beautiful frames, how it's it's fine, the colors and so on. And I also sell glasses too. And what I do is I come online to educate my audience, and I tell them, so when you wear your glasses for too long, this is how you should wear it. This is how you should keep it. Two things you must not do with your glasses or your lens. This is how you preserve it. When somebody is looking for glasses seller, even though we have the same quality of glasses, people would feel connected more to my page, to my channel, because I
Because you've
am
presented it
helping,
well.
I am
Yeah.
offering value. And so you will like me more. That's
Yeah.
where you are able to check out the like in the KLT factor. That is the know, like, and trust factor. And the last one here is the trust. When I do this consistently, You can trust that Temi is legit. The online space is full of, all sorts of people. So when you're consistent, you build trust very quickly with people. So we want to see who is behind the logo. We want to see what's the story, what's the brand story? How did it even come up? Why choose red as your brand color? Tell those stories to create better connection. So in a nutshell, I would say the reason you need to go beyond the business brand to the personal brand is you are able to connect
To your customers
better and
better.
faster because people connect with people, not just with logos and and templates and so on. So
Amazing.
that's it for me.
Amazing. Okay, so we will be back for more personal branding conversations with our guest after the break. Do stay with us. We are still here on Ladies Talking Business with Temi Ajibewa, a business coach and a personal branding expert. So, Temi, is the ultimate goal of personal branding money making, or what else, makes you want to brand yourself well?
Okay, no, it's not money making. So for me, I think money making is the third part of it. So there is first the impacts that you make when you show up as yourself authentically. Unconsciously, you give other people the psychological permission to be themselves.
Okay.
So, impact is the first thing you gain when you begin to show up as yourself, as who you are authentically, and based on your strength, on your passion, on your experience, on your knowledge, on your expertise, and so on. So you are able to impact a lot of people. Influence is the second thing you are able to gain when you brand yourself personally.
Okay.
And that is when now, because you're impacting people with your knowledge, with whatever it is you have, you are able to influence them. You become a social influencer. Somebody who people be thinking, what would Temi do? If she had, if she was faced with the kind of issue. So influence, and influence is power. You can do a lot of things. You can make
Yeah.
so much from influence. And then finally is the affluence. That's where money comes in. Once
Okay.
you can influence people's minds and thoughts, trust me, you can influence their pockets. They will give it to you. So that's, for
And you
me, those
start
are the
making
three major
money.
things you gain from branding personally.
Okay. So I know you are passionate about women creating impact, influence, and affluence, like you just spoken about. Why the emphasis on women?
Okay, so I two reasons. Number one, I'm a woman, so I'm able to connect better with women's pains. I think that's just it because I've been in a place where I would say I struggled to come out of myself, because I was a woman or as a wife and a mother. I understand the intricacies, the limitations surrounding being a mother and trying to build a business. So I just kind of connect a lot more with women. And I also think that when you educate a woman, you educate a family, you educate a nation, you are able to help them to make empowered decisions. Lots of women are in some very messy situations that they would not be in had they been helped or educated or be
Educated.
empowered. So for me, it's not just about the woman, it's about her children and her children's children. So an empowered woman and educated women, a woman will do better as a wife, will
Okay.
do better as a mother, will do better as a mother-in-law, thereby making the society a lot easier place to live in. That's why I focus on women. I hope that
Interesting.
sounds fair.
Yeah, it's very, very fair and sounds so legit. So, I mean, with everything that's been happening in the world right now, I'm sure you would agree that the world has gone digital. Like people are having to adjust their business models, their businesses, even themselves to go digital. So what digital skills should a small business have in this era in order to be profitable?
Okay. So it's interesting that you are saying the world has gone digital. When I began my business, 5, 6 years ago, it was always online. I mean, then I was perceived as the scammer, the Yahoo girl. I literally had to convince people of my legitimacy. But today the word has come to me. So I'm
Yeah,
working
they've
from
come to
home for the
you.
past years now. So they've come to me. So I would say three basic skills that everybody, every small business owner needs to have. The first one is your ability to find answers. So as basic as using Google is, some people don't even know the kind of how to ask Google question. So when you say ask Google, it's on Google. Lots of people don't even know how to use keywords, how to search for answers on Google. And so they can stay there for the next 1 year. They will not find what they're looking for. So I'll say skill number one is learn how to search, how to use Google, how to
Okay.
search for answers. That's skill number one. Skill
Okay.
number two, I would say, is the art of copywriting. As a business owner, you must learn how to use words to get people into your business, your dream, your goal. Okay, so copywriting is the art of writing to sell. There is a way you speak. So basically, it's under storytelling. Storytelling is under copywriting. So you learn the art of using words to convince people and to convey your message in a non-salesy but highly influential manner. That's number one. Number
Okay.
two. Number three, I would ask you to learn would be graphic stroke video editing, skill. And this is because the world is largely visual now.
Okay.
Gradually, attention span is reducing, like it's reducing drastically. So you want to be able to represent your thoughts in images and short videos. In 50 seconds, you pass the message. So you want to learn the skill, however basic. And the awesome thing is that we now have so many mobile apps that you can use right on your mobile phone to learn the stuff. Use Canva, for pictures and even for videos too now.
Yeah.
So these are the three core skills I would recommend that you have. If you have room for the fourth one, I would say closing sales. My goodness, you need to learn the art of sales closing, talking to people online, closing sales to get people to make decisions to buy from you. And hinged to that is the customer service management. So you need to learn how to
That's really
manage those you have
important.
brought into
Very
your
important.
business. So that's all for now. Let me not go too far.
Okay, I agree. The customer service bit is really, really important because it seems like in this part of the world, we still have a long way to go with that.
Yeah.
So please stay with us for more of this conversation after the break. You are still watching Ladies Talking Business on Plus TV Africa. So far, we have been speaking with Temi Ajibewa, popularly known as the Millionaire Housewife, which she has explained earlier on in the show. So Temi, what are some of the key principles in building a business?
Okay, I'm sure there are loads of them, but I'll tell you the three that has worked for me personally. So first thing for me is being fully aware of who you are. Self-awareness, I think, is the biggest deal for me because from where I was coming from, it was a bit murky and somehow. So getting to know who I am, being aware of my strengths, my weaknesses, everything about me, it gave me lots of leverage. So I was able to develop a healthier sense of confidence and even esteem than before. So I would say being very aware of who you are. When you are, you will know your strength, you know where to play, you will know what kind of business to go into, you will know what to stay away from, you will know basically how to manage yourself as an individual. You will know yourself and therefore you'll be able to do better with yourself. That's the first thing I would say business owners need to pay more attention to. And the second one for me is mentoring. So mentoring changed my life. You cannot do this alone as an entrepreneur. So there is need for you to leverage heavily on mentoring relationships. However, you don't go demanding mentors. You go attracting mentors because
Interesting.
everyone wants to be mentored by successful people. And if that happens, those people won't have time to even do their own business anymore. So you don't go around, singing, mentor me, mentor me. No. Nobody has time to mentor you. Nobody owes you anything. So you've got to learn how to add value to the lives of the people you want to have as your mentor. So mentoring is a big deal that I would recommend for you. And then thirdly, I would recommend heavily collaboration. I would say collaboration really, what's English? This sped up, sped up my growth, because I was able to be amongst the who is who in my industry. Actually, I did a list of the top 10 coaches in my industry in 2015. And it became my task to connect with each of them. So those with books I bought, those with courses I enrolled, those with coaching programs I paid for it. I entered their circle, and it became easier to pull me up, into the industry. And today, I know I have a number sitting well in top 10 coaches in Nigeria. Okay, if not earlier. So those are the three courses I can say that will be a game changer for you if you're able to become more self-aware, leverage on mentoring relationships, and collaborate, fully, adding value to others in your industry. No room for competition here. You are your own competition. No one has time to be, no. There's enough room for everyone. Just show up, authentically yourself, and then you'll be just fine. I hope this helps.
I hope it does too. So talking about being a business coach, I like to ask business coaches this question a lot. What common mistakes, I mean, you've worked with a lot of business people and probably women, saying that you're devoted to the cause for women. What common mistakes do you see business owners make that sometimes you may want to hit your head? I'm like, why are you doing this? This is wrong. So what common ones can you point out for people to know about today?
Okay, I would say first one I see them doing a lot is trying to figure things out by themselves. And I'm like, if we are so smart, you wouldn't be here in the first place. So please invest heavily in yourself. Invest in books, invest in courses, invest in coaches, invest in mentors, invest in programs that can help you and bridge your knowledge gap. So please, I see them doing it a lot, trying to wing things. You don't wing things in business, or else you will lose money. So it happened to me. So from personal experience, I tried to wing things on my own, and in 3-4 months, I lost all the profits I had accumulated, plus my capital. And that was when I knew I had to go and seek for a mentor. Maybe that's why I'm huge on mentoring. I got burnt before I got someone who was willing to teach me. So I had to pay someone to take me through that stuff. So you too, I see people doing that a lot. So if you are a small business owner, stop trying to figure these things out on your own. The investment is always worth it if you put it in the right soil. That's the common mistake I need you to please avoid.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining us on the show today, Temi, and thank you for reawakening us on personal branding.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
A pleasure, B.
This is how far we can go on this episode of Ladies Talking Business with our guest, Temi Ajibewa. I hope to see you next week for another episode. I am Moremi Akano. Goodbye.